right, man. We good today, bro.
Yes, sir.
Shaking it up. Shaking it up, man. Oh, I'm great, man. I thought I'd be done at the thrift store by now. We still got it going. It was a good little day. So I told him, I said, man, I'm going to just break away for a little bit so I can stay on time with us. And then I told him I've been back to Kona. so just juggling it. What's up, Wealth is Gangsta on YouTube? We on the Shield of Valor executive protection page on Facebook. If y'all want to see us all, I just like to have it streaming on both. You know what I'm saying? And the Shield of Valor executive protection on YouTube too. So if you're on here watching it on YouTube, make sure you go like and subscribe to that page. Is there to like and subscribe or?
It's there to like and subscribe.
Okay. Yeah, so go because we're gonna eventually be on both platforms. So right now we still ironing out all the kinks. So I brought them in so they could still at least hear everything we got going on. But yeah, today today we're talking about human trafficking, man. You know, we diving in because that's what our first event that's gonna be. We're gonna be hosting an event in Central Texas right now. The two locations that we got up. I met with the superintendent of Bartlett High School, or Bartlett ISD, about doing it at the high school gym. And then I met with Miss Bridges at Temple College. So it's either going to be at the Bartlett gym or at Temple College, either pavilion or gym. So we'll be knowing all that in the next week. About the next week, we should be having a solid location so we can start really promoting it and put a date out there and really get everything in motion. But like I told my guys that while we working at all that, we still got to keep making sure we getting y'all to know who we are, what we do, what they bring to the table, our visions, our goals, everything. So we're going to keep the conversation going. And one thing I've learned in business, and I mean, I still got to go through it to this day. When things get tight, when things get rough, when things kind of uncertain, that's when you have to push harder. Because a lot of and I'm a victim of it too, because I juggle so many things that sometimes things get hard, the money tight, this, that, and whatever the situation is, and we tend to like freeze and don't do nothing because of because the situation ain't right. So when we freeze and don't do nothing, it harms us more than it helps. So that's why I told my guys we got to keep making sure we make our steps. Sometimes it's giant steps, sometimes it's baby steps, but make sure we do some kind of progression every day, every week, and every month, man. So today the conversation is about human trafficking and the value that this company will be bringing to fight against that. You know what I'm saying? So me, I'm just the middle guy. These are the professionals. So I'm just kind of like giving y'all I'm ready to hand the baton out to y'all. You understand me? So once again, introduce yourself and let's kick off the conversation.
Let me introduce myself. My name now.
Yeah. Oh, H to the. You know what I'm saying?
How you doing, guys? My name is Stephen Pettis. I'm the CEO of Shield of Valor Executive Protection.
All right. And let's like I say, I mean, I know we did last week. Let them know why what was the idea when y'all first started this? Before we lead into the topic for today, I just like I say, I know they still getting to know us. We still getting it out there. So give them a brief little summary, both of y'all, whoever y'all want, about why Shield of Valor was created and your vision. I mean your thoughts on the human trafficking aspect.
Okay, Shield of Valor was created for us as a people. All right, we Steve and I served in the military together, and we saw different things over in Afghanistan that was not, so to speak, something that we really was introduced to until we got back to the stateside and know that it was a epidemic, so to speak.
Yeah.
My Shield of Valor was created to protect others. We came up with the name Shield of Valor because it has two connotations to it: the shield of faith, and you also have valor. You know what I'm saying? Where valor, where courage loses its way, there's Valor standing there. No one really knows what Valor means. You just experience it while you're on the battlefield. You experience it going to be on the Call of Duty or whatnot. So that's where we came up with Shield of Valor. And the shield is basically a defensive and offensive weapon. All right, once your sword, you lose your sword in battle, what you have left, your shield. So you can use your shield to drive through, block arrows, block any type of, arsenal that comes your way. Your shield is there to block you. That's what we're going to be. We're going to be your shield. We're going to be there to block whatever is trying to come at you and make you feel like you're what's the word I'm looking for? Makes you feel like you're not capable of taking care of yourself. So basically, there's somebody there that will be there to take care of the harm for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what it is.
Okay.
Kind of going off what Jason said, is having that warrior mindset, a warrior uses a shield before he uses a sword, right? And the shield is an offense and defense weapon, right? So, Shield of Valor came about just, Jason was saying some of the things that we've seen overseas, and then, some things here in the United States is happening in our own backyard and everything. Yeah. And, especially in our community, within the Black community, and it's in all communities, but, it's not being as exposed to in our community or whatnot. So we want to bring attention to that, and we wanted to have a solution to where we're protecting everybody, including our people. So it's a really good passion of ours. We want to protect our people. That's what some of the things we're doing in the military, and we want to continue what we're doing and everything.
Man, that's good.
Our watch didn't stop. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not in uniform anymore, our watch is not over with. Our watch is over with when they close that casket and lower us into the ground. That's what our watch is over with. So we're not in uniform. We're still on watch, right? Our head is still on the swivel.
Yeah. And like I said, like I always do, I salute y'all for y'all service and just this vision, because it's needed. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it caught my attention. Because me and Steve, we had went back and forth a little bit. He was sharing stuff, but one day I posted something, and I asked him what he do, and he was just like, "Oh man, that's when he gave me the link." And that's why I tell him, he always like nonchalant said, like, "Man, this is a big thing. Why you acting like it's just a little thing I'm doing?" You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, that's what I said. Man, you got to come on the podcast, and then it just grew from there, man. So like I say, I salute. I salute your service for, for fighting for us, and like I double salute Black men that get into the military, because it was always a double-edged sword for me because of the country, you know what I'm saying, in our past, and you know what I'm saying. So and like I said, we had our ancestors that fought in wars that fought to give other people freedoms, and they came back home and didn't have freedoms. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I always salute, I salute military in general, but I double salute the Black men that do it, because I understand that sometimes even when we fight for this country, we can come back and this country really don't fight for us, saying in full. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up, man. And today, like, we had a discussion. We be having, our conference calls during the week or whatever, and we want to keep it because Shield of Valor, it has so many departments, and it covers so much when it comes to protecting, and it comes to neighborhood policing, car patrol, the executive protection part. Just it got a bunch of different layers. So what I told them is we're going to start having weekly shows, and we're going to break it down. So we're not throwing every department at you every week. I don't want to overwhelm the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Big Dog Philly OG, salute you, man. I appreciate you tapping in. Y'all share, subscribe. And like I say, go to the Shield of Valor Executive Protection page on YouTube. Y'all can, you know what I'm saying? So I got my YouTube family up in here too, just listening in. And then if you're on Facebook, go to the Shield of Valor Executive Protection, all one word, on Facebook, and you can catch us all live. So we keeping it all streaming. But today's topic is human trafficking. This is a huge problem, and it's crazy. And I shared this in the page when he was talking about like 200 and some thousand women are missing right now. Why is it there's not breaking news? Why is not like plastered all over the TV that we have this many people, this many women? That's not even, that was just women. This is not even talking about the men. I don't think it's as serious with the men, but it's still are men missing too. It's men that come up missing too. You know what I'm saying? But why isn't this like plastered everywhere and the biggest thing going? This many people that's just missing out of they just disappear. Why do I mean I know y'all don't know, but why do y'all think it's like that?
Nonchalant. It's like a nonchalant mindset, so to speak. People see it on social media, but they gloss over it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody sits up and look at, okay, what's trending right now? What's popular right now? What's the norm, as so they say. So when you see something about, oh, this young lady is missing, this mother is missing, this auntie, this grandmother, you know what I'm saying, is missing, they'll look at it. But then, as far as giving it notoriety, as far as reposting, hey, let's repost this because this is, you know, this is one of us. This is one of our sisters. You know what I'm saying? This is one of our mothers. You know, but it's like a nonchalant, you know, a mindset that goes along with social media. So to get this life, you have to have those in the community that it touches. If it hits home in some type of way, you're gonna have to buckle down and just, okay, I'm gonna repost this. I'm gonna hit up everybody and go, hey, let's repost this. You know what I'm saying? Because this is my mother, this is my daughter, this is my aunt, this is my grandmother, this is my sister. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get her home. Let's try and do what we can do to come together and get this sister home. But it does not get the traction that it needs because everybody's so focused on what they call the norm, as I said before. Everybody's so focused on, you know, who's slapping who's drinking what, who's smoking what. You know what I'm saying? What's the latest fashion that look like it's been torn up, thrown away, and spit out again? But that's just how I feel about it.
He said that's a whole nother conversation.
Really. So this is what's normal for our culture right now. So something that hits home like this has to go to the ones that really care, that really like, okay, this touched me in a way where I cannot allow this to happen to my worst enemy. So let me get on social media and let me repost this, let me reshare, let me get my friends and family involved in this to where somebody knows somebody big to where, hey, it's gonna get out there, it's gonna get some traction, it's gonna be so that's the problem. That's where I see what the problem is. It's a nonchalant mindset.
Yeah, to add what Jason said, not nonchalant. One of the things is complacency. You know, we get so complacent in our day-to-day activity. You know, it's almost like Groundhog Day. You wake up, you go to work, you make your money, hang with your family, friends, eat, sleep, and hit the reset button. So, you know, and people get, you know, they get in this mindset as to where, oh, well, it ain't gonna happen to me. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and when you start getting in that mindset, you putting yourself at a higher risk because it, you know, it could be a possibility. You know, it may not be you. It may be, you know, hopefully, God forbid, be a family member, friend, or whatnot that it happens to, and you're like, oh my God, how did this happen? You know, and so we get so complacent in our day-to-day daily routines is.
You hit your mute. You hit the mute button.
Sorry about that. I got a call. But yeah, it's kind of you know we're you know you get complacent with our day-to-day routines. You know what I mean? And so I think that's one of the things that, you know, when people kind of overlook when someone's missing, because that's where it's in the beginning. You know what I mean? When someone comes up missing, you know, God forbid, it's so many things that you know could happen or whatnot, and I can only understand with someone, you know, if it happens to someone, their loved one, they're thinking all kind of things or whatnot. So you want to try to prevent that by being more, as we stated earlier, situational awareness, being aware of your surroundings, your environment, and whatnot. So, as Jason said, nonchalant, and one of the biggest things is complacency.
Nah, I definitely, and it goes to me. It's another part of the way the system has set it up. Because back, like 50s, 60s, that's when things was like rough, rough for our people. But as a whole, we were still more tied together. You know what I'm saying? Like the outside forces was rough on us, but inside the community, we were more locked in. Now the outside forces is don't have us so restrained, but that has caused us to lose that tightness. So we're not caring about the neighbor like we used to. We're not caring about Miss Such and Such, you know what I'm saying, down the street that we used to check on every day, and stuff like that. So I think it all goes together, and that's why us bring it to the forefront, because I don't know nobody else that's even having these kind of conversations. You know what I'm saying? So for us to be coming on a weekly, we talk more than weekly, but us coming public weekly, talking about different ways of protecting ourselves and defending ourselves, and bringing the awareness to our people, and what can we do to make sure the neighborhood is more tight knit. These conversations are missing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm honored to be a part of this, just to be able to bring that conversation before we even start doing the work. Just the conversation is a part that just needs to be circulated throughout our community, and made a norm. You know what I'm saying? Like, these need to be normal conversations about how do we make sure there's no one in our community coming up missing. You know what I'm saying? You can't save the world, but if we get every community focused on making sure don't nobody in their community come up missing, that's how you save the world eventually. You know what I'm saying? So that's big. So as far as we putting this event together, like I say, we'll be giving them more than that. Hopefully next week we'll be able to give them everything locked in. But what at this event, give them a kind of like a vision of what they should be expecting, what they're going to come and learn. If the ones that want to be interactive with the self defense, just give them a kind of like a little overview of what they to expect if you're going to come to this event.
All right. When you come to the event, just expect to get a lot of information, a lot of pertinent information that's going to help you, family, friends, and your community schools. Also, it's going to be mostly interactive. All right. So when there's something that people don't understand, ask questions.
Yeah.
We'll explain it. There's going to be slides. There's going to be information on these slides that we want people to either, hey, you can take a picture, or you can write it down, or however you want to remember it. We just want you to take this information home with you, so that you can apply it to your everyday life. There's different types of trafficking that goes on, and there's a subtlety, you might say, to how traffickers look at their victims, pick their victims, and move their victims around. So we want everybody to we want to give them basically a bird's eye view of it, but also be able to look at every aspect of protecting yourself in this symposium. Now, first half is going to be slides. It's going to be information given. It's going to be questions and answers. Second half is going to be fun, because you get to whoop on us. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be able to give people, some self-defense techniques, tactics on how to look at certain situations and see what does not fit. Like I said before last week, life is a puzzle. If something doesn't fit in that puzzle, remove it. All right. So there's going to be some interaction right there as far as self-defense is concerned, not only for women, but men. I strongly press upon this. We have to be the first line of defense for ourselves. We have to be. Yes. I don't care if anybody can shoot a gun. Anybody can pick up a knife and cut something. Well, you know how to use this tactic, tactfully, and you know how to apply it to your daily life affairs. Strategically, can no one come in and touch your family? Yeah. Because you're already that first line of defense. You already got every man in the community, because you guys have developed a cohesive, tight bond with each other, No one is going to touch your family. No one is going to touch your community. Not one child is going to come up missing because, hey, this is what we're getting ready to learn. This is what we're getting ready to apply to our daily life affairs. So
That's big.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely agree. Being that hard target. Especially just Jason said. The men. You're the first line of defense in your own home.
Yeah.
So, like having learning some different types of techniques of self defense. That's going to be part of the seminar and everything, and also like I said, information, how to be aware. What some of the things to look for, the key things, being that hard target, making that mental note on like, okay, this is look out of place. Yeah, that don't seem right too much. So I'm going to take a mental note of that. No one's saying you got to become like RoboCop and everything, and be walking around, looking like that. But just have mental notes in your head, where you being aware of your environment, situational awareness, environment, and the people around you. Walking in groups. You don't want to be by yourself. Making yourself that hard target. Because if they see someone sees you by yourself, that's like to them that's like an easy target.
Yeah.
So being that hard target, learning, we're going to be teaching people how to be a hard target. What some of the things, the key things to look out for or whatnot. So I turn it over to you.
Nah, that's what we discussed yesterday when we talking about that hard target. That video that I shared, a woman was jogging, but her awareness really saved her life, because if she was just nonchalant jogging, the car was already right there waiting. That's why the guy was waiting for her to get close to the car. It would have been a quick little, before she even knew what happened, she would have been in another town. But and then, like I said, awareness is not like you say, you don't have to be the toughest, you don't have to be the strongest. Just awareness will save your life, just because you felt it coming. You know what I'm saying? It's a vibe that you get. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people, I can walk in a room and I can feel the tension, or I can feel whatever energy before I even speak to one person, just because I'm naturally aware of my surroundings. And when you're naturally aware, it kicks out other sensors that we can't even explain. It's just something naturally that comes by being aware. Okay, that guy's over there, he's smiling a little bit, he's frowning a little bit, he looks mad. You know what I'm saying? Those type of things just come naturally when you're aware. So that's what we want to stress to people before we even get to the beating up the dummies or beating up our instructors. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Beating up that. We want you to understand that just having awareness, and it's big with everyone, but it's triple times as huge with women, because a lot of our women don't, because we don't want to expect nothing bad. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? But we got to realize in that world, it's bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember having this conversation with my grandmother. She was like, "Why do you have a gun?" I'm like, "Grandma, I don't want to hurt nobody, but I'd rather have a gun with somebody. But if a person that want to harm me come with a gun, like, it don't matter if I'm the nicest person in the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of there. You know what I'm saying? So it's about making sure that we all go home, we're all safe, and definitely our kids are safe at all times. And I think a lot of the human trafficker, people that human traffic, they notice that these communities are shattered. These communities are not whole. These families, forget the community, the families are not even whole. The families are shattered. You know what I'm saying? It's half of the families that don't even know where the family member at, or this, that, and like, even when I deal with people, I'm like, okay, well, let me know when you make it. And it's little stuff like that, not because you got to tell me everywhere you go or tell me this and that. It's just, I want to know, okay, you made it. So at least I know you're at the destination. It's keeping a timeline. So if you just, somebody say, well, I'm going to Austin, I'm like, all right, I'll talk to you later. I don't know when you made it. I don't know where you at. At least I can say, okay, at 2:00 they called me and they were at Austin at this store. Like, those simple timeline helps out a lot, especially if a tragic event happened. Okay, now at 1:00 they called me. We was I talked to them for 8 minutes on my phone in my call log. They was at the store buying something, or they was at the restaurant. That timeline helps people if it ever is a tragedy. So like you need to always let people know where you at. Always stay tapped in with people, especially women when you're traveling. Let somebody know when you're on the road, when you made it, you know what I'm saying? Where you at? It's not because you need some, like a lot of women these days. Well, I'm independent. I can handle myself. Yes, ma'am. I got you. I'm not trying. I swear, I'm not trying to fight against that at all. It's about safety, though. You know what I'm saying? Like even if you don't want to say exactly where you're at, say, oh, well, I'm here. I made it to Austin. I'm gonna go do some little shopping. So at least, at the very least, I know you're in Austin. But if I know you just left the house and I don't know, you could have went to Killeen. You could have went to, you know what I'm saying? Like Waco. Like I need to at least have some kind of insight on where you at. And I think we kind of fell back from that. You know what I'm saying? Amongst other things, and that helps the human traffickers though, because they know we're shattered. They know we're broken. They know we're not keeping in contact with each other, and that helps them get away with what they're trying to get away with. So
Yeah.
that's part of it. So what do y'all think about what I just said about just like the timelines of, oh, honey, I'm leaving. I'm going to the store. You know what I'm saying? Just those. It sounds like simple. And it don't sound like a big thing. But if a tragic event happened, you can. Okay, now I know for a fact I talked to him at this time. You see it on TV. They be like, well, the last time his phone was used, or last time his or her phone was used was 8:00. Who did they call? That's what police do after it happened. You know what I'm saying? So what do y'all think about that part of the awareness?
Yeah, it's like you said, those are the crucial parts of things, especially when the person initially comes up missing, because you got 72 hours before they try to get you up out of here, and try to find you and stuff. So, and law enforcement, the way they look at it, they got 48 hours is be considered a missing persons, because they maybe the person is just going out, walking out to let off some steam or whatnot, or whatever the case may be. So the beginning stages is crucial. Who did they talk to? Where did they go? What was the last timeline? Those are crucial, because by that time you giving the person some leeway. And like you said, they look for the weak spots, the broken homes and broken communities and everything, because like I said, that's easy to them, because they target them, because hey, nobody's really gonna pay attention to that person if that person come up missing or whatnot. So those are very crucial points. Holding those timelines, getting that information, that's very important.
You got anything to add to it?
Just document. You know what I'm saying? With your family, you don't have to be, super sleuth or anything like that. Or you don't have to be, you don't have to be, what's his name, monk or whoever else. You don't have to do all of that. But just as a family, keep a record timing. Okay, I called this person at this time. They told me that. Okay, if I know where they're going, I know how long it takes. Providing that there's not a bunch of lights or anything like that, especially within their vehicle. I know how long this takes. So if something is a little off, write that down.
Yeah.
Commit it to memory. And then, like you said, you got 48 hours. They said that's a missing person. Get on the phone right away. Hey, something's not right. Something's not adding up right now with my family member. They're supposed to have been here. I know how long it takes them to get here. And then I know how long it's take for them to get back home. So something happened between that period of time and now, where they're not either calling me, texting me, returning calls, returning texts, or walking through the door. So I'm going to need your help, as far as also ask other family members, did you hear such and such and such and such? Call friends, did you hear from such and such? Call their job. They might have called their job. You know what I'm saying? They might have called Keisha across the way. You know what I'm saying? They might have called Chantel down the street or something like that. Somebody heard from them. Somebody saw them. So keep a record of that in order for you to, work congruently with law enforcement, God forbid, in case that situation happens.
Yeah, and that's crucial. And I was watching something the other day. Dang, I can't even remember. I have to find it, and I'll share it into the Facebook page when I find it. But what they was talking about is like, there was a guy talking about his family codes and secret words and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like if I ever call you and you say certain words, I know something ain't right. If you can't just say what you want to say, or you know, it's just little stuff like that that we people laugh now. Like, man, I'm not doing all that, but we don't understand in that moment. If you got that type of situation, that's life saving. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we need to. I don't understand why back in the days it would be more cohesive when now it wasn't. Kids could run around all day and not and won't even be well, the numbers was definitely, it wasn't no 200,000 people coming up missing in the 60s or 70s. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm pretty sure it was still happening, a case here, a case there, but now it's just like it's like clockwork. It's big business now. You know what I'm saying? It's big money. It's like it's a real industry to just sit back and traffic people every day, like really kidnap people, really sit back, watch their movements, follow them to jobs. And that's another thing I want to talk about when it comes to awareness. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, and I'm not, and I'm pretty sure y'all are even worse than me because y'all come from a military background, y'all come from, you know what I'm saying? But like me, I'm always watching things. I'm always like, is that car still, is that same car that's been following me? And 9 times out of 10, it's nothing. But I know that I got that senses naturally in me. And I think we need to build more of that. And like I said, it's not about being paranoid. It's not about not living your life to the fullest. I hate those terms when people throw that out. You know what I'm saying? Like being aware and being on top of your game, or keeping your head on the swivel means you're just living the worst life ever. I don't know where that come from, but you know, some kind of way being prepared and being aware is a bad thing. They didn't switch it. Now it's a bad thing. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm living my life. I don't want to live like that. You don't want to live prepared and you don't want to live aware. That's weird. But we have a lot of people that'll fight back with that. You know what I'm saying? So what do y'all think about that? Just the part of just naturally on an everyday, that you should have some component of just being aware of everything. Even like I say, it's been 100% of nothing in my life that happens like that. But every day I leave, and I guess this part of my revolutionary fight the system type of person, because I know every day as a black man I can leave my house and it's a chance I could not come back. You know what I'm saying? So this how I live every day. I don't need no big event to happen. I don't need no school shooting. And I hate that people like something happened, then everybody want to make this a big thing, or they want to boycott this, and I'm like, my life is a boycott. My life is being aware. And I hate that something big has to happen for the community attention to grasp that. And we were talking about that yesterday when I was talking about talking to these community colleges, and then we can see that their security is non-exist. But if something was to happen, boom, there'll be, you know what I'm saying? So we got to talk to everybody that I'm leading with from now on. Especially when I'm representing the shield of valor, we're talking about preventative security, not after the fact, not after somebody's dead, not after. No, like, what can we do to prevent somebody from dying? And these are real. I mean, I don't like to call people out, but this is real because if I see it and I'm not here to harm nobody, what is the person that is here to harm people? What do they see? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a regular guy that is not gonna bring nobody no harm, that don't bring me no harm. But if I see it, what if the person that is really plotting and really planning on a situation, what do they see if I see that?
Yeah, man. You're exactly right. Like you said, go back to being a hard target. Like I said, especially that cohesiveness. That's very important because you're building that base. You're building yourself as a hard target. Having that mental note. You know what I'm saying? Most importantly, like you said, you don't have to be going around RoboCop and everything. Hey, what are you doing? Or being the Karen or what is it, the John, the Jim, whatever.
Yeah.
Stan. But it's just keeping that mental note, like, hey, it's not right, and it's just out of place. All right, so now I got to be on alert. Like you say, keep your head on the swivel. You're looking around and everything, and you're just paying attention to things, and and stuff. So it's being the situation awareness of your environment, where you're at. What's going on? What's the normal in this area? You know what I mean? Just paying attention to where you at, and not walking around nonchalantly as if nothing's going to happen, because they're looking around, they're looking for those soft targets, they're sending people out scouting around and everything. So you want to be aware of those things and aware, okay, yeah, this person they walking around, and I really don't. I never seen them in this area. Why they doing this? Why they following me? Why every time I take like 5 steps, they take 2? You know what I mean? So so it's just having that mental note. For people that think, oh, I can't live my life like that. And when something happens, you don't want to wait till the last minute when something happens, and then everyone's scrounging around trying to find you, because we don't have that information.
Yeah.
We don't know what your whereabouts at. We don't know what you were doing, and etc. You don't have to tell. You don't have to go around telling everybody your business.
Yeah.
But
So
you know what I'm saying. You have especially someone that you trust. Someone that you trust. Hey, this is where I'm going. You don't even have, tell them what you're doing or whatever. And everybody got their private lives and stuff. So
yeah.
But it's important information of where your location and everything is at.
Man, I got a few statistics I want to put out. Did you want to follow up on that, Jason, before I say these statistics? Did you want to?
Yeah. Just to touch on that, as far as your movements are concerned, don't stick to one movement.
Yeah.
All right. Have multiple movements. Whatever, like say for instance, you have a certain area that you drive. You know what I'm saying? A certain route that you take. Come over 4 more.
Yeah.
Continue. If you feel like you're being watched, if you feel like you're being followed, if you feel like your life is in some immediate danger, always get to somewhere where it's an escape route. And it's not somewhere where you're going to be confined to an area where you cannot get out of. All right? Get you at least 4 routes or routes to take home, to come from whatever your destinations are. All right? And just like you stated earlier, if this car is behind me, why am I taking 5? You know what I'm saying? I'm driving about 30 miles and coming up about 10 miles under that.
Yeah.
So I accelerate. He accelerate with me. I get over, he getting over with me. All right? Then, hey, know how to read the license plate?
Yeah.
Stop at a light. Jot that down. Boom. Call law enforcement. Okay, this person's been following me for about 10 miles. Okay,
Yeah.
10 miles, that's okay. But if you outside the city limits, you going somewhere else and they still following you.
Yes, yeah.
That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a problem.
For real.
So you might want to jot that down, commit it to memory, take a sketch it, take a picture. I don't care. Do it. Keep yourself, your family safe, and just get home, get to where you gotta go, be safe, get back.
That and it's your life at the end of the day. Like, I don't know why that should be the most important thing. That should be more important than your job, than everything. Because if you lose that, you lose everything else anyway. You know what I'm saying? So like we'll have more attention to detail when it comes to our job, when it comes to stuff, but when it comes to our life, we don't have that same attention to detail. But these are a few statistics that I pulled out, and it's crazy. I didn't even it's crazy. It's 8 million kids are missing yearly, right? That's global. 2,300 in the United States. Every 40 seconds, a child is abducted. Every 40 seconds. So we've been on here 40 minutes. So as we talking about human trafficking, that's what almost 2 kids, a kid and a half a minute. So since we've been talking, we're looking at about 50, 60 kids that's been missing since we talking about it right now. Like, these are the real numbers that no one ever talks about. And that's crazy. I knew it happened, but that's crazy. Like, as we talking about it right now, it's like 50, 60 kids that came up missing while we talking about it right now. And this is not on a news channel. This is not on it's nowhere. It's not even, I don't even hear community activists talking about this. I told Steve about the one in the Kansas City Defender, that newspaper, and I'm gonna be interviewing them I think next week. But they broke a case about, like, I think it was like eight women was missing, and I think maybe 2 was recovered. The other ones were already killed. But we can't even blame the. Well, I guess we can blame the law enforcement because we pay taxes and all that. Woo, woo, woo. But I don't even hear this in the community. Like, we talk about. I was just at an event the other day. They were talking about the legalization of weed and everything. And while we was in there and now I'm thinking about it, we was in there for like 2 hours. So while we in there talking about the legalization of weed and decriminalization of weed, that's what 100, like 120, 130, 140 kids came up missing while we was in there talking about that. Like, and I mess with a lot of activists. I've never heard these conversations come up one time, bro. Like, one time I have never dealing with y'all. And I'm calling myself out too, because I've never even brought these conversations to the forefront. And that's why I'm thankful for teaming up with y'all. So now y'all putting that on my. I talk about wealth and I talk about all this stuff every day on my podcasts, and every day I'm building my businesses, and every day I'm doing all this. I have to take accountability that I know it's happening, but I haven't even thought about it on that level. Like, literally, like, it's kids getting took, right? Since I brought you the stats, another kid just took. We have to make a change on that, and it's going to start like I say, what we're bringing is Shield of Valor, the awareness part, especially starting off until we get everything where we really can really show force and really be situated and set up. This awareness part is just as key to me, because bringing these conversations to our people and putting this on the floor and calling us out, like, yearly in America, 840,000 kids come up missing. That's almost 1 million kids. Like I'm talking, these are statistics. This is not my numbers. These are the numbers from the FBI. You know what I'm saying? Like, this, this is crazy. It's not in 90% of them. You know what I'm saying? That go missing for more than, because, you know, a lot of them, some of them are somebody that snatched them and probably like molested them, but let them go. You know what I'm saying? But that's still, that child is damaged. You know what I'm saying? I have family members that was done like that. She met a guy on Facebook, and, you know, she was being rebellious from the mom and dad. You know how they go. So she met a guy on Facebook, left with him. I think she was 16. Was disappeared for like a month or two. He brought her back, but when he brought her back, she was already molested. You know what I'm saying? Like, in her mind, she don't feel molested because she's rebellion from her parents. But now, as a grown woman, she realized what happened to her, and she has never been the same since. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's because, once again, the parents wasn't aware that she had this online conversation going back and forth with a grown man. I seen a lady post on Facebook yesterday, posted the guy name, said, "Do y'all know this guy? This guy was in an inbox talking about having sex with my kids." You know what I'm saying? So she had a lot of people in her. Yeah. But she monitoring, see if the parent that ain't monitoring, that kid something could have happened. But now she done called it out. She done put it on Facebook. Even if he wanted to, he getting away from her now. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean about awareness, man. So what do y'all think about these numbers? Every 40 seconds, man. Like literally another child just got snatched.
It's hurtful. Number one, I'm sitting up here and I'm trying not to get.
Yeah, I feel you. It's
overly sensitive.
Yeah.
And I'm trying not to get pissed off about it. But when you hear that somebody's child is missing or whatever, and you love your children, it's gonna hit home.
Yeah.
And it's hitting home for me as a father. All right, I could not imagine. You know what I'm saying? The anguish. That's mental anguish on a parent.
Yeah.
Not just the child because they're taken, but that's mental anguish on a parent.
Yeah.
You know, and you know the thoughts that are going through their head is what did I do wrong? You did nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? What could I have done differently? You know what I'm saying? Monitor your children. Look at their social media. Put a parental control on who can come towards you. You know, speak to your children. If they're not under 17 years old, those 17-year-old got no business talking to those 12-year-old.
Yeah.
But anybody in their age bracket, they're okay. Now you got to be careful about them too. You got to look at the background.
Yeah.
All right, you got to look at where their, where their mentality is at the moment or whatnot. Because sometimes people who claim to be your friend ain't your friend.
Mm-hmm.
So they could be happy for you, but they're not really happy for it. It's like a sneaky thing that's going on. There's an ulterior motive in place to either take you off your game and get you attacked, or take you off your game and you lose your life.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we want to bring awareness to our children. If you have really good friends or whatever, keep them close to you. All right, if someone does not mean you anyway, and bullying leads to this too.
Yeah.
And this is what everybody is not understanding and they're not taking into account right now. We have to hold even those who are being bullied and those who are doing the bullying, hold them accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Because what you're doing right now is you're setting up an atmosphere for them to be taken.
Yeah.
Because most kids are not going to come to their parents and outright tell them, I'm being bullied.
Mm-hmm.
Most kids are not going to go to their teacher and tell them, I'm being bullied. All right? So the bullying mentality is going to cause a lot of mental setbacks for these children to where they're going to find solace in someone else that's not familiar to them. And this is where the trafficking is going to come in.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to feel like this person listens to me, they care.
Yeah.
This person is doing this, and all the while the person is
baiting them in.
greedy.
Yeah.
Baiting them in. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to cause that child to be drawn into a lifestyle that they would not be able to get out of because they identified with their captor. Stockholm syndrome. All right? So we want to be able to become a beacon for these kids.
Mm-hmm.
Be a beacon for them. Fathers, get together. Let's be a beacon for these kids. Stand up. Come back to where we're supposed to be as fathers. United together. Hey, look, we're going to stop this because I cannot, under no circumstances, allow my buddy over here's child to get taken. I'm not going to allow my buddy over here across town. If he tells me, hey, man, something's not right, we're going to come in full force to find out what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, what did you say? My child is this individual over here. Oh, there's going to be some counter surveillance set up. Like, okay, who the hell are you? Are you part of this community?
Yeah.
If you're not a part of this familial community where everybody is close knit and everybody is making sure that the next city is over close knit too,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not there, we've never seen you at a meeting, we've never seen you come out and support anything of that nature, you got to go.
Yeah.
Period, point blank.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go. And if you don't mean any of our children any good, you definitely got to go.
Yeah.
But either you want them to carry you away or you want them to carry you away.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. To add what Jason's saying, we really got information right there because, just as you said, bullying, because that can, lead, like you said, lead to Stockholm syndrome. This person, care about me, and they're talking to a total stranger, and just because that person's telling them what they want to hear or whatnot, and baiting them in, and then, they feel like they're not, getting the support. To get resolved and everything. So, and then also too, they get spread thin, and the important information is going to help them with the leads. You know what I mean? Because that's where they're going to be getting. That's going to be like their starting point.
Yeah.
Getting that information, where their whereabouts, And if you're not, paying attention. I'm not saying no one's paying attention because we all have busy lives and stuff, but pay attention to see what's going on. Like, hey, is your child acting, a certain way? Because like Jason was saying, sometimes some kids they may not come out right and just tell you as a parent, there's something going on in school or being bullied, or whatever. If they're acting differently, if they're down, hey, what's got you down? What's going on? What's going on with you? You ain't yourself. They're not with their their daily routine. You know what I mean? Because that's that open door for someone to get them to get trafficked, and then they start looking to other things that's social media or whatever met someone whatever the case may be. And so it's sad because once you get out of the country, it's like a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, it's right.
It becomes very complicated because now you're dealing with international law. There's some things that comes with that, because that's why some of these traffickers want to get you out of the country, because once they get you out, it's very complicated. It gets political, dealing with international law and everything. So you want to nip in the bud before it gets to that point.
You want to be forbidden. And I'm like I said, I got 12 nieces and nephews, and I'm gonna be having this conversation. I got with them like last week, and I told them we're gonna have monthly calls, just talking about their future, what they're doing, wealth wise, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm like I say, I got to call myself out. So I told them we're gonna start having monthly calls about what they're doing so they can make sure they build wealth. Now those conversations we gonna like everything I do, even with my CEO Youth League, and I'm thankful for teaming up with y'all on this, because I've been doing stuff with kids for like almost 20 years. Matter of fact, probably tomorrow I'm gonna post, I think, my first or second event that I did. And some of those people who were kids are in their 30s with kids now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've been doing this since I was like 18, 17. That was just always my heart. You know what I'm saying? But I have never, ever did anything with kids talking about these type of topics. And I feel kind of bad about that now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I mean about we know in the back of our minds that it's happening, but we're not putting it on the front floor of what's going on. Like, this is serious. Like, I don't even feel right now when I'm talking to kids about economics, I don't have no event that ever talks about awareness, about sex trafficking, about human trafficking, and about don't walk by yourself. You know what I'm like? I should have those conversations should be baked in, because all I deal with is kids. You know what I'm saying? So this is accountability time, like for adults or grown-ups. Like we talk about, if somebody come in your house, I'm gonna protect my kids, and that you got to protect them when you're not around. And one way of protecting your kids when you're not there is teaching them and molding them about awareness, teaching them and molding them about, you know what I'm saying, like certain situations, look out for people pull up to you. They used to have them little commercial campaigns talking about the guys that pull up, talking about you want a piece of candy and baiting kids in by that. They're not doing that no more. Now they're on social media acting like this guy or that guy. Now they, you know what I'm saying, now they looking for the kid that's running rogue from the parents, because that's the easy target. You already mad at your parent. Y'all have a bad relationship. Y'all don't talk. So let me be your friend. And then they type back and forth for about a couple of weeks or so. Next thing you know, they got them sneaking out the house to come see them. You know what I'm saying? So as parents, as adults, as community men, because it don't even have to be no activists. I don't even look at myself as no activist. I look at myself as doing what all Black men should be doing in our communities. I don't even know why we got to put a title on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it goes with the same woke thing. Yeah, it goes with the same woke conversation. I'm really starting to hate that woke word, because like you'll never hear a Chinese or a Jewish man say I'm woke on Jewish. They're born into their culture, and they know from the birth that my culture is what's up. You know what I'm saying? We've been taught to not care about our culture, or not. It's not that serious. This, that, and the third. Then when somebody like me come talking about black this and culture and raising the standards. Oh, you one of the woke brothers. You know, man. Like, what do you mean? Like, you're black too. Why that's not on the high, threshold for you? But that's, like I say, that's culturally, and a lot of these things are culturally things that we got to break. So it does go with building wealth, because, like I tell people all the time, no matter what problem you throw at me, I'm gonna tell you why money comes back to it. Like when you talk about the parents, right? Most parents send their kids out to school, one, because it's a babysitter, they need it, and they got to go to work, right? So they don't even know, when I deal with these kids, these parents don't even be knowing what's going on at school. So they, kids be telling me about stuff that's going on that their parents don't even know, but they trust me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we have to quit trying to be your kid's friend, and make it where your kid trusts you and know that they can come at you with some hard information that you might not like. You know what I'm saying? But they need to know that I can get it to my parents, and that's key, because kids call me all the time and they give me the harshest information, but they know T ain't tripping like that. He trying to figure out a solution to make sure I'm good. He's not going to be judgmental. He's not going to be finger wagging and all that. And a lot of parents need to instill that into their kids, and stop trying to be your friend, and just make sure that they can come to you with any topic in the world, and that right there will fix a lot of that. Personally, I believe that would feel a lot of that. So as far as like we community building, we talking about the human trafficking aspect of it today. We're not going to go too much longer, because this is going to be like I guess a weekly show. We're going to start, a Shield of Valor weekly show. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be like about that. So we definitely want you to go to the Shield of Valor Executive Protection YouTube channel. We want you to go to Shield of Valor Executive Protection Facebook Facebook page, and inboxes. Hit us with this. You got information, questions. Like, we're always there. You know what I'm saying? We all got access to it, but I'm gonna let these brothers. They the specialists. I will come in if I'm need be, because I do deal with the community, and I do deal with people day to day in my community. I'm about to, I got to raise my standard and raise what I'm doing up just by dealing with y'all, because I'm realizing, like, all I talk to them about is wealth. I haven't had one conversation with kids about what we're talking about right now. And like I say, another kid just got snatched. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something we got to put out. And if the media not gonna do it, I'm starting Wealth is Gangsters. That's my media company. We're gonna have to have our own media. You know what I'm saying? That puts it out there, and we're gonna have to go into these communities, and we're gonna have to knock on these doors, and we ain't coming to get you to vote. We coming to get you to tie yourself in closer to your community. I know a lot of people either coming, a lot of people either trying to come and get you to come to church, or they trying to come and get you to vote. You know what I'm saying? Whichever way you want to do on either one of them, that's on you. We're coming to make sure that you're more protected of a family, and if nothing else, you're more aware. Because a conversation like this, even though we're not protecting certain communities yet, these kind of conversations can have a father or a mother go back and say, you know what, from now on, I'm gonna move different. From now on, I need to check this. From now on, you know what I'm saying? So these kind of conversations are more impactful than I think we even know, because it's just hit me looking at these numbers that you haven't even had those conversations yet, Tony, and you deal with kids every day. So that's me calling myself out, you know what I'm saying, to everyone. But I need the community, men and women, but men for sure, we got to step up and make sure that we on our jobs. You know what I'm saying? So as we closing, I want y'all to give y'all last spill on the family aspect, human trafficking, or whatever y'all want to end this conversation with, and then we'll let them know about how they can contact any one of us to keep the conversation going.
Last remark, just as you said, that cohesiveness, being aware of everything, especially, and we touch on from, because we know women, in traffic, but also the men and boys, because there's some crazy stuff out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Jeff Epstein, the Epstein Islands and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know what I'm saying? So they target, both genders, girls and boys, men and women. So you you have to, build, like you said, I can't tell someone how to be a parent. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to tell someone how to be a parent.
Yeah.
Because, that's your household. But, I'm just saying, bringing these things to attention, because, we get so busy in our lives, work. Yeah. We got to pay the bills. We got to, do this, X, Y, Z. We got things going on, and we're working for our kids, right? So I understand that, but you got to, say, look, hey, something ain't right. He came home from school, he was looking kind of down. Hey, something going right at school. What's going on? You know what I mean? And stuff. So, like I said, I'm really big on the situational awareness, so that's my thing, and then also, you can contact us, if, you can contact us on our website, our Facebook page, and if there's some things going on, hey, you can contact us, and we can go ahead and get things started with that. But I turn it over to Jason.
Just one thing. One drop of water can start a ripple. You keep adding drops of water, that ripple is going to turn into more ripples. The ripple's going to turn into a wave. Just drop this in everybody's that mental bucket. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And once we start getting more drops, the ripples are going to get bigger. Mm-hmm. It's going to get bigger. It's going to turn into waves where there's going to be a wave of everybody coming in contact with what we're trying to do and what we're trying to prevent. These are preventive measures. Exactly. For the family. Yes. All right. The family structure is under attack as we speak anyway, because of there's no men standing up. I'm gonna say no. You can get mad at me. I don't care. Nah. Standing up to where they're supposed to be, as head of the household, as giving structure to the family, providing a structured environment, a protected structured environment, to where the kids will know, okay, I'm receiving some concrete instruction on life itself, not just bills, not just paying mortgage, not just getting an education, not just being a kid, number one, because kids trying to step into a grown folk arena, total chaos. Yeah. Actually, not. That'd be hard though, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I know. So when we as men get to a point where we take our rightful place, and I'm not just talking about black men, I'm talking about men, period. Yeah. Right? We get to that place where we are seen as role models, strong role models, to where the country would be like it was in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm old school. Nobody say I'm old school. I believe in opening the door for a woman. I believe in walking on the outside of a woman. I believe in pulling out her chair. I believe in all of that type of stuff. All right, so, and everything that comes with chivalry. So if you don't like it, there's the door. Bye. But I'm going to say that men need to get back to what we used to, where the country itself was respected. Because back in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, or whatever, you say you're an American, the red carpet is going to be rolled out for you, because what this country stood for, what this country was built on. So we as men can get back to that and stop allowing these kids to talk crap to their mothers. Yeah. Like, pull that, check that kid, pull the coattail. It's crazy. What you doing? Yeah, it's crazy. What are you doing? This woman is raising you on her own, even though there's not a father in the home. Still be a father figure. But once you be a father figure, the kids, the young men themselves are going to see, okay, all right, I want to be like this man right here. All right, I want to sit up here and I want to do everything that this man. I want to emulate this man as much as I don't want no carbon copy of you. Don't do that. Be better than me. So what I pour into you is going to make you better than what I am right now. Yeah. All right. So once we get back to that aspect of being men, traffickers are going to have a problem with the community itself. Yeah. So we want to prevent. We are a preventive measure for human trafficking. If they don't like it, I don't care.
At all.
Just don't. Just please be on the lookout if we come knocking on your door and you're doing something that you not got no business doing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're in business, Mr. Willie Lump. I'm gonna drag you up and hand you over. Sorry.
Facts. Like I say, man, we're ending it. I'm kind of ending it on a little jokey because these numbers, I'm still like messed up about these numbers over here, man, and
they become as a tier, and then you start feeling it here.
yeah, because like I say, I don't have no kids, but like my nieces and nephews came up missing, and they're at that age when they're doing their thing, and now I got to try to figure out a way. Because like I say, it's not about telling them and making them do what you want. It's about getting them to understand that we need to be a team in this aspect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the part that it's not about, well, I told you you're gonna listen to me because then you're gonna get what more they're gonna be more rebel. Because that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? I every time my mama told me to do something, and that's why I left the house at 12, because I remember one day she told me, if you want to do what you want to do, get out and be grown. So I got out to be grown. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that I was more sophisticated than most 12-year-olds, but most 12-year-olds would not make it in that world. You know what I'm saying? So, so we gotta build a bond, not like a divide where you're just like a strong armed police officer and your kids. No, this is team. This is about you being safe and you coming back home to home and no one taking advantage of you, and no one slipping nothing in your drink, or you want to hit the joint and the joint got laced and now you wake up and you don't even know what happened to you. So that's another topic we can talk about on another time. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of that happened too. A lot of people, they wake up and they're in a whole nother place because they took a drink or somebody put a pill in their drink or something like that. So awareness is the word. I think awareness is going to be a big word for what we're doing, because it all leads back to being aware and being on top of your game at all time. And like I tell people all the time when I talk about business, they be like, I don't want to have nothing to do with business. I tell them life is business. Like if you got a wife, if you got a girlfriend, you got a boyfriend, whatever you got, that's a business deal right there. Your family is a business, because you either gonna run it as a good family, or y'all gonna be chaotic. That means you ran a bad business. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we got to start looking at this. So you want to make sure your kids are protected and safe at all times. That's business. That's your business. Because if you at work to feed them, but they come up missing, did you really do your job? You know what I'm saying? Like you really didn't do your job. So we got to look at it. It's all a business, not just feeding them. That's one part of the business. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more components to a parent doing business, and we got to look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, we're gonna be back on here. I guess we're gonna have a Saturday show. Look like we're gonna have an every Saturday show. Hopefully next week. I know me and the guys, we'll probably have a 2 or 3 conferences on the phone before we meet up again next Saturday. But for a quick review, we're in the process of either getting the gym in Bartlett or getting the pavilion or gym at Temple College. We're going to be putting together a human trafficking seminar where we will be having self-defense classes held. Both of my guys about to be certified CPR. What's the right word to say? Okay. So, and I'm gonna be the first one in line. So when they get to Texas, I want to get certified. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's something we could offer that day too, probably, right? Or that's just something they have to do. Okay, so we might even, if some people want to be certified, that's something will be separate from just coming to the event. That's something you have to register separate for, so we'll know exactly how many people want to get certified. But as a community, y'all need to share this. Y'all need to tag people. Y'all, parents, y'all need to be here. I'm making it a CEO Youth League event with the in conjunction with this, because I need my kids to be hearing this. But we need the parents, we need the dads, we need the mentors, we need the activists. We you know what I'm saying? We need everyone. This is a community thing. This is a city thing. This is a state thing. Because if we come together, that makes everyone a harder target. and these people don't like hard targets. You know what I'm saying? Like if you shield off your community and everybody in your community on one accord, believe me, they're gonna go find another community that's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Then it's our job to just make sure every community is like that. So we have to put this on the forefront. I'm about to start posting these stats because even though I know it's happening, I'm still blown away. And I think most of us are like that. Most people know that it's happening, but we don't look at it like that. Like we've been on here over an hour. That's 150, 160 kids that's been gone while we're talking about protecting kids. Like this is crazy, man. This is crazy. And you don't hear no news story about it. I don't even see people posting about it. We talk about who's sleeping with who and who did this, and like we post all that. And most people that post that are people with kids. They should be posting these statistics more than me. You know what I'm saying? So it's time to call out the community, call out the police force. It's time to call out everybody. It's nobody's exalt from this. Everybody needs some blame, and I'm on camera saying that I'm to blame when it comes to the information part, because I deal with kids every day, and I have not had one conversation about that. And I thank y'all guys for bringing me on to be a part of this. And I thank y'all because now y'all making me step up to what I need to do in my personal everyday life, or my family life, and with my organizations as we deal with youth. What we got to add to what we bring to the youth. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm no better than the parent I just got through talking about. If you at work thinking you're protecting, you're feeding your kid, but you're not protecting them. So if I'm bringing kids to my events and I'm feeding them, I'm teaching them about wealth, but I'm not protecting them, am I really doing my full job? I'm only doing partial of my job. So and so this is a wake up call. This is a call out. This is a chastisement of all the men in the community. Like my brother said, like the 200,000 women, a third of them are black. So that means it's not just a black thing. We disproportionately, it's just because of the numbers. That's a huge echo fact. But that means that's everybody. We need to be teamed up with everybody. It should be white men, women. It should be Mexican men and women. Like this should be a whole This not no segregated conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like this should be this is a conversation we should have with every color, every race, and in front of everyone. You know what I'm saying? So I thank y'all for coming on again with me. Like I said, we're gonna start making sure that on our page, once again, Shield of Valor Executive Protection on Facebook and YouTube. The website is shieldofvalorep.com, right? Or .org. .com? .com. Shieldofvalorep.com. And like I say, just engage with us, ask questions, inboxes, whatever you need to do, or give us some ideas, or tell us some situations. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lady told us last week about Waco being like the third in human trafficking in my area. I think that was about a few years ago. But those type of interactions with the community, we need more of it. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, you can always go tell them again where they can go to send money to the Venmos in there. Give them that information one more time. Remind me next week. I'm gonna make sure I have it plastered so we don't have to say it and stuff. But yeah, just run it down real quick.
Venmo is Shield of Valor Executive Protection for the Venmo, and then also for the Square is it's Valor Elite 21@gmail.com.
Okay.
So we're getting other things set up as well.
Yeah.
But also too, if people got a situation and they know, or they feel like something going on, please contact us. We can go ahead and get the ball rolling on that. You know what I'm saying? I'll give it to Jason.
Also, to add to that, we're going to be doing consultations right now. So if you suspect someone of being a victim, or you know of someone in your surrounding area that's a victim, please contact us for a consultation. Yeah. All right, so we can get the ball rolling to bring this individual home. Yeah. All right, please, we need you guys so we can do what we need to do in order to be that shield.
Yes.
Thank you.
Man, once again, this was powerful. You know what I'm saying? I see people tapping in on the YouTube. Once again, thank y'all for coming. Go like and subscribe to the Shield of Valor Executive Protection on YouTube. Same on Facebook. One word. And like that, we need y'all to give us the information. We need the interaction, and we need the support. Like regular police, like they wouldn't be able to do all that if the taxpayers wasn't funding them. So this is the same thing. Like this is not going to be for what we're trying to offer. We can do this for free. Well, I mean, we can do some things out the goodness of our heart, and we're not here for the money. But like I say, this is America. It's going to take money to really make the impact that we need to make. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the harsh reality of it, you know. And we got some things where we're gonna be having merch, and we got some things where we're gonna be fundraising. We got all that type of stuff coming. But as y'all get to know us and understand what we're doing, we need y'all to start, you know what I'm saying, maybe making that monthly contribution. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's something we can put together. If you're gonna be a monthly or yearly donator or something, we can give you a little package, a little shirts, you know, some decals or something. We'll put all that together and have more information. Let me write that down and have more information for that next week. But that's what we need. We need a community of people that's really serious about this topic. That's one, helping us on the ground, but two, helping us financially, because we can't do all this. We got stuff, and we haven't even talked about it. But you know, the guy, the Shield of Valor, is registered with FEMA, so we can even do disaster release and disaster services. But we're gonna need the manpower. We're gonna need generators. We might need a boat. We might need different things for different situations. We can't get that just because, you know, we can't get that just because we want it. It's gonna cost. The stores don't care that we're trying to protect y'all. The store's gonna be like, cut that check. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that we need from y'all, so we can give better protection and better assistance to the community, from city to city, state to state, and even worldwide. Like the guys always say, this is not just some local or just inside the United States. We can break cases and we can break things globally. But once again, if we need money to help locally, we sure gonna need some money to go global with it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate my guys. We had another powerful conversation, and I was chastising this conversation. Like I say, every time I talk to these guys, it's deeper than I thought. It's more than I thought, but it's enlightening and it's powerful. And I'm privileged to, I'm thankful to be a part of this. But we need y'all to feel the same, because when you look at these numbers and you looking at that kid or your nephew or your whoever at your house, you got to ask yourself, what would I do? Right now, it might not be seen serious to you because it never happened. You never had nobody kidnapped in your house. What if that precious child that you're looking at right now, you hugging on, kissing on, what would you think of something? What would you do if something happened to them? And that's why we say preventive, because we're not trying to come after the fact. We need to be there before the fact and have a shield of valor, you know what I'm saying, around the community and the people. You know what I'm saying? We need to have that shield, because once they see that shield, they going somewhere else that's not protected by the shield. Then we got to try to make sure we over there. But we need y'all financially. We need y'all conversational wise, and we need y'all to spread the word about what we're doing. Hopefully next week we'll have the location date and we can keep this momentum going. But I want to thank everybody that tapped in with us, the people that's on YouTube. Salute y'all, and my guys Steven and Jason. I appreciate y'all. You know, I guess we'll be talking. Well, we'll be either texting or talking the next day or two, man. But I appreciate what y'all do once again, man. And I thank y'all for even having this vision to start this, get out of the military. You know what I'm saying? I'm really grateful to get to meet y'all, man. And we got a lot of things in store. This is gonna be a big year for us. You know what I'm saying? Salute, Carlos. I see you, bro. But yeah, so we're tapping out right now. I got to get back to the thrift store. I got to get to the store. I got to go feed my chickens. You know what I'm saying? But I'm these numbers right here, man. These are powerful numbers, and I'm gonna be posting them on the Shield of Valor Executive Protection Facebook page. And man, we out, man. I'll see y'all later, man.
All right, you guys take care. All right, everybody. Take care, man.